Oh, hey, hi friends. I am Tammy, and this is FlossTube number 2. And if you're here, I'm assuming it's because you want to be here, and you probably subscribed, and that's why you're seeing this. So, thank you. I have posted a video. I think it's been 6 days ago now, and you girls have blown my feet up, and you have liked. You have shared, you have subscribed, you have commented, and because of that, the algorithm thinks you like me, and I hope you do. And you're here because you want to be, and so I am so super excited about that. I want you to know that that is the warmest welcome that I have ever received from a community. And I just want you to know, from my heart, I appreciate it, and I am so excited. I'm about this journey that I'm on. I'm excited about where we're going. I don't know the destination yet, but I believe there are great things in store for both of us. And so my desire and my goal is for you to leave my feed lifted up, edified, encouraged, inspired. And if I do that, then that makes me happy. And I had several of you that in the comment section, you said you love me because I'm quirky, I'm funny, I'm make you laugh, and that's my goal, right? Like, I think there's enough hard things in the world today that I want people around me to genuinely feel joy when they're around me. And when they leave my presence, I never want somebody to walk away from my presence feeling worse than when they came. And so I am so thankful you're here. So I hope you turn FlossTube on. Obviously you are here, but you grab your projects and you sit and stitch. I'm not sure exactly the time amount I'm gonna go on my videos. I'm assuming or shooting for between 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. That's what I like to watch, longer YouTubes, FlossTubes, whatever. That may not be what you like, and I'm okay if that's not what you like. You can put me on, the fast forward mode, and I can talk really, really fast. Although I already talk fast now, so that would probably be quite the trip. Okay. I hope that you have your coffee, your tea, your water, whatever you're drinking. Make sure you're hydrating. My mama's coming out. Okay, I am going to have my iPad because there's absolutely no way I could ever remember all of the things that I need to remember. I have a dog in the background, so if you hear him whining, I'm sorry. He throws temper tantrums. Okay, so I'll give you kind of just an outline layout of what I've got. I'm going to do my thank yous for the people that have shouted me out. I'm going to do announcements. I am going to show you a little bit of Stitchy kindness, a small haul, the whips I have, and my plans going forward. And so that's what I have for you. And so grab your projects and sit and listen to me. Well, that's my mama coming out. Good Lord. You don't have to. I'm sorry. Calm yourself down. Okay. I want to say thank you to Kim. She is one of my Stitchy sisters that I have up in the DFW area. And they are some of the most welcoming people. I knew nothing when I really started hanging around them. I got lost all the time in my counting, and they were patient and they tried to teach me. And I say they tried to because it wasn't a lack of teaching. It's just my brain goes ahead of myself and I get so excited. And so, yeah, she's a fabulous teacher, and I have got to go hang out with her and quite a few other lovely people in the DFW area. She has a little stitching group she's part of, and they, with open arms, welcomed me in and just loved on me. And I began to go to retreats with her and my sister, and the community is lovely in the DFW area. So with that being said, thank you, Kim, for the shout out on your channel. She is here on FlossTube and over on Instagram, _snitch stitcher on Instagram. And over here on FlossTube, she's the Snitch Stitcher. I think it's all just one word. And then Lacey at _Sleepy Stitcher here on FlossTube. And I think it's the exact same over on Instagram. It may all be one word. I can't remember. But both of them have reached out to me. They gave me a shout out, and that warms my heart. It makes me happy. And so, you know, we all love those dopamine rushes. And so thank you, both of you. If you don't follow them, please go follow them and support them, and tell them I sent you over there. Okay, so announcements. Kim and I are hosting a sale. And for those of you that are new to Instagram or even here on FlossTube, you may have seen it last week. We had several people join us last week. And we decided when we were at Annie's Retreat, which is Dirty Annie's, it was called the Texas Two-Step Retreat. We went back in the end of September, and we decided there that we were going to do a sale. She gifted me 3 patterns, and she's like, you get to pick. And so they were all tomato patterns, and so it was a little challenging, but the sale we chose is the one we're doing is the one I chose. Sorry. Good Lord. You know, you watch these videos and you think everybody has it all together, and they might, but I don't. So, I'm sorry. Okay, so the name of the stitch along is Queen of the Needle. So it's Queen of the Needle by Brenda Gervais. And over on Instagram, the hashtag that we chose is hashtag Queen of the Needle Sal. And on Tuesdays, we're doing a sit and stitch from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I think last week we went till about 9:30, but there's a couple of the girls that work, and by then their brain is tired. They're winding down for their evening. And so I'm not sure exactly how long we'll be on, but if you would like to join us on Instagram, in my stories on Tuesday morning, I will post a link, and all you have to do is click that link. It'll take you to the Zoom page. On that Zoom page, all you have to do is click join now. It takes you straight in there. It's super easy. That keeps you from having to go into your browser and, you know, do all of those things. And then the other thing is this Thursday on Instagram, I am going to be doing my first live interview with December Stitches. Some of you are familiar with them, and you knew that they were already doing these interviews. And so I'm super excited for that. She reached out to me a couple of weeks ago, and I said, of course, I would love to do one. So I will be doing that. And if you want to get to know me, if you want to come and join us, we would love for you too. Okay, the next thing, Stitchy Kindness. I'm going to see if I have my phone on this table in front of me, but I don't want to hit it and, you know, jiggle the camera. We'll see. Stitchy Kindness is from my friend Shemaine, and she is a friend that I met through another friend from the DFW area, and she is the only local stitcher that I know. So every once in a while, we like to meet at a coffee shop and go sit and have a snack. They have gluten-free snacks over there, and so we'll grab a dessert, we'll grab some coffee, she likes tea, and we will sit and stitch in public together. So we just have developed a relationship, a friendship, and she came over 3 nights ago, I do believe it was, to teach me something. I'll show y'all in a minute. It's a new project that I had done, and I did post it on Instagram already. But when we finished that, the next day she called me. Well, she texted me to see if I'd finished the last piece of what I'm working on, and I told her, no, I'm gonna need you to come back over here and help me again, because I cannot get these last 2 pieces to work out right. So she called me on her way over here and she's like, hey, what are you doing tonight? And I was like, not really anything. Why? And she's like, well, I'm on my way over there. Get your shoes on and come on. We're going to go somewhere. And I'm like, well, where are we going? And she's like, well, just come on and go with me. And, you know, if you know me, you know me. I'm like, well, I need to know if I'm wearing the right shoes. Am I wearing the right outfit? Like, is my hair good enough? Like, I have I'm a check off list kind of girl. That's good and bad. So she's like, oh my goodness, Tammy, I want to take you to a new quilt shop. Have you been to so-and-so? And I was like, no, I've heard about it from girls at Hobby Lobby, but I've never been there. And so we went out there and I met the most lovely lady. Her name is Vanessa, and she owns this little quilt shop out there in the middle of nowhere. Seriously, y'all. It's probably about 25 minutes from my house, and I live at the edge of town. So when I say it's in the middle of nowhere, it really is. But when we went there, I filmed a little bit, and I'll post that as a bonus and toward probably Wednesday. And I got to know her. I got to look through her shop and grab a few things. But when we got back to my house, Shemaine brought me a gift. And she gifted me these. And y'all know what these are for. So many of you know. I'm not sure. I won't say I'm 100% sure, but I think these are from Lori Holt, and she does quilting, paper piece quilting. So she said her students would get messed up from the cutting table to the sewing table. So when she designed these so when you're quilting, you put your pieces here, you take this board with you, and you sew at your sewing table. And it's super sweet. But Shemaine gifted me a set of these. What she did not know was I had been to Hobby Lobby earlier that morning and grabbed a huge piece of sticky board, and I bought flannel to go on mine. And so I have this set that she purchased me, and then I also have another set I'm going to be making. And I just am so amazed by people's kindness. That being said, I'm going to show y'all this really quick because I was talking about it. This is what we made. So I had wanted to paper piece last year. And the whole reason I wanted to start that was this piece of fabric. So I found this piece of fabric, and it makes my heart so happy. Like, I love this. I will say these are primary colors. I don't normally lean toward primary colors. I'm a pastel kind of girl, but I loved this. I loved everything about this piece of fabric. And so many of you know, when you go to a retreat, a lot of people have project mats. And so I made up my mind. I wanted a project mat out of this fabric. And I bought some of this other fabric kind of to go with it. Now, there was a few pieces. I had pink and I had the blue as well. And I probably will use them. I think I just had this piece of fabric in stash that I bought with this. And that was kind of my beginning pieces. Then I went to Hobby Lobby and I bought some yellow. I bought that blue. And I thought, well, I'll just, do a little quilted something. But I wanted a paper pieced tomato on the project. So last year I was like, I'm going to do it. I tried to do it and I realized it was very confusing. Those first two pieces, to get the one up and the one down and to get your fold right, it was very confusing. I was trying to do it by myself and I wasn't able to do it. So she's like, she's a quilter as well. And so she told me, she's like, oh, Tammy, I'll help you do that. I'll show you how to get started. It's super easy once you get the hang of it. And I was like, perfect, because I've done one quilt ever. I'm going to set that right there. And it was this. And I was at a retreat that my sister and I were hosting. And one of the most precious ladies. She teaches quilting classes, and she just showed me how to do this because I found this panel and I loved it. And it was a small quilting shop, and she's like, well, if you buy the fabric, I'll show you how to do it right now. Like, we'll do it. That's what we'll do today. So I spent my whole day doing this, literally the whole day. I did not get one stitch in, but I love it. It is the only thing I have ever quilted, y'all. And Miss Vivian, no, that wasn't her name. What was her name? Oh my goodness, I can't remember it. Evelyn. Miss Evelyn made me rip out one of these pieces, I think 4 times. And she's like, no, you have to do this. And then we're going to square it up and we're going to do this right. And I was like, yes, ma'am, because I'm not a perfectionist with certain things. I am with other things. But so when we were doing it, I was so frustrated. And this is a very expensive hobby. And it's lovely, but this little thing cost me $200. She quilted it for me. She has a machine quilt. And let me see. I think over here you can see the best pattern. It's got scissors and bobbins and thread and needles, and I loved the pattern she chose to stitch on here. She's fabulous. She has a long arm business. I mean, she's a quilter, so you know. But this is the only thing ever that I have quilted. I'm sorry, I keep saying these filler words, y'all. If you know, you know. Anyways, so I am going to be finishing that. My next projects, I'm going to show you just a little bit of the Stitchy haul that I had done. When I went out there with her, I knew that I had started that, but I have not finished in my mind, making up my mind how I'm going to lay that out. I have a rough draft. I wanted a heart. I wanted a tomato because I love hearts. I love tomatoes. I love bows. I love girly stuff. I like ruffles. I like lace, all the pretties, right? So I have not finished laying that out in my mind or designing it in my mind. So eventually, over the next probably week or so, I'm going to try to get a rough draft and figure out what fabrics, if it's a patterned fabric, if it's a solid, if it's a printed, so that I can finish getting my idea and I can go back out and purchase any fabrics that I need to. Now, like I said, I've already got some, so I'm not sure that I don't have what I need. You know, as I design and as I'm laying things out, I will go to Pinterest, I'll get inspiration, I'll come back, I will tweak it to my style, my design, and then I just go from there. Sometimes that's good and bad because it probably would be much faster if I would just go by a pattern that's already laid out for me and all I have to do is just make it. No, I gotta have difficult, you know. I think I need to completely design whatever it is I'm doing. Anyways, okay, so back to Vanessa's shop. I purchased this motif fabric. I love black and white stripes, polka dots, all of those things. So this is just, I think I got a yard of this. It's motif fabric, black and white striped. It's, you know, when you're doing stripes, a black and white stripe is just basic and you can use it for so many things. The other thing I purchased was I got some tapestry peacemaker needles. Oh, I threw my board down there, y'all. Hold, please. I threw my design boards down here and I'm going to need one of those. For the fact that, you know, as I'm showing this stuff, I'm going to need it to for my camera to focus. So I just grabbed some of these peacemaker needles and then I grabbed this wool felt kit. And so she had it already boxed up and I want to say it was like $12, and for wool felt it was $12.95. I just felt like it was a good deal, and it's a pin cushion, and I think the little flower that's on it is also it's a needle book, and so I thought it would be fun to do. So I hope I get that done this week. No guarantees, but I do hope I get that done this week. The other thing I got this was a different shop, sorry. That was all I purchased from Vanessa's shop. Like I said, I do plan on going back, but I need to know. I don't buy just to buy. My house is small and I have to stay very organized because I don't like clutter. I say that. I like clutter in the areas I want it to. Let me say that. It has to be organized. It can't be like messy. So that being said, that's all I bought at her shop. She has an online shop and it is The Fiber Co. If y'all want to go online and look, she's really neat. She's lovely. So she's from England. I didn't say that. So she has the most beautiful accent, and I really enjoyed sitting and visiting with her and going through her shop. And in that video, I will let you see a portion of the shop. Well, there's a long room when you walk in. There's a small kind of notions nook, and then you go into a second portion, and it's where she has her long arm quilting machine, and she's got more fabric. And so a lot of that was like the background fabrics and your printed fabrics. Well, there was printed in the front. I really don't know the difference. There was a difference. I can't remember what it was. Maybe it's by designer. I'm not sure. The next thing I did was I went to Hobby Lobby, and I had told you I went there, I think it was Tuesday morning. And I wanted to get the sticky board, the foam core board, that's what it's called. But I wanted the sticky back one because I did want to make some of these design boards. I didn't know I was going to get those gifted to me, so I needed that. And then I also, with the project I'm working on and my new setup that's not really working for me, I don't feel like it's efficiently flowing. And I want it to look pretty, but I want it to be functional at the same time. And so I needed, what are they called? Thread beds. So I wanted a thread bed right there beside me. And I was going to use a small piece of that foam core board, whatever was left after I made the sticky boards. What are they called? Lord. Project boards. Saying too many words. So I wanted it to be just, the remnants. I didn't have a specific size in mind. I do want it to be able to fit in my project bags. So I bought 2 different colors. The white probably will be the one I use the most, but I also bought like a light neutral beigey color. It's a really pretty color. And I do plan on making those. So I got a black to go with the white, and what was the other color binding I got? And I didn't make it, I just purchased it. Hobby Lobby has it where if it's, I think it was $1.99 a package. If it's up to $4.99 or $4.49, whatever, it's $1.99. I felt like for the trouble that I would have had to do to make it, it was just worth it. And the other thing is, I don't keep a large pile of stuff. Like I usually purchase for my projects. I may have a small stash, but like I said, I have to be organized because my house is small. And then I also bought some of this, it's the fusible fleece for some project bags that I'm going to make. I have some fabric for me, some, and for a couple of friends. Oh my word, you're being so dramatic. Hold on, I'll have to come back. I'm so sorry. My apologies. That's my English bulldog, and he's just a little bit dramatic. He doesn't get it from his mom, though. It's his own personality. He has his own. I kept mine. Okay, that being said, where was I? Hobby Lobby. Oh, I did purchase this zipper because I wanted one of these zippers. I know it's probably not. Y'all know, the ones that sew on the outside of you. I wanted to try those. I have never made those. The other thing is, I did want to share the designer of that paper piece tomato, just in case if any of you are interested. You if you're a paper piecer, you probably already know her because she's pretty popular. She just released a floral book, and she's a really pretty, well, there's several really pretty flowers in there, but I loved those, and it may be something I pick up later on. But this is the pattern. Let me see if it focused. And her name is Liz A. Taylor. I don't think it's Liza Taylor. I think it's Liz is how she introduces herself in her videos. So I did want to just share that. She's on Instagram as well under, what is it? Liz Taylor Handmade Patterns. Sorry. Okay, next I want to go over my other purchase. So I know some of y'all don't like Temu, and some of you do, and that's great. It's your business. But I did order off of there because I seen where Erica, Confessions of a Homeschooler, schooler, had posted a video with wooden spools, and I love wooden spools. I actually collect vintage wooden spools. I do any vintage sewing notions, but I purchased a huge bag of these. So it was cheaper or more cost effective for me to order off of Temu than Amazon. I want to say they're like $12.95 on Amazon, the ones I found, and I felt like that was just a little bit, you know, expensive for just a fun project that I may probably be making for other friends, you know. I did get these. I have a set of these that one of the ladies that went to my sister and I went to our retreat had gifted me, and I love them. Her name was Michelle. And then I also got this set. Let me see if I can do this. Oh goodness, maybe this will be the way. Oh, sorry. And I liked these because they had the little tassel on them. So anyways, and they had a case. Those had a case. The one she gifted me has a case as well. Okay, next. Let me see. I don't even know where I'm at, y'all. I'm just talking over here. Haul. Yep, did that. Okay, whips. I'm going to show you where I'm at on my Queen of the Needle sow. And I got to do a little frogging because my weeks dye works. It likes to fray on me. And so I don't think I'm the only one, but I love it. Their colors are beautiful. But the floss, I find it to be extremely fragile. Anyways, this is where I'm at on it. I hope it focuses. Goodness. There we go. Okay, so I like the way it's looking. I love the colors I chose. I did not, and I mentioned this before, I did not stick with the patterns that she had charted because I don't have, I say I'm a new stitcher, but everybody around me says, Tammy, that's not true. I have been doing it since 2020, but that doesn't mean I've stitched a lot. And I don't have a lot of stash because I like just purchase for what I need for that pattern. But I showed y'all almost all that I showed y'all the other day. That's almost all I have. I have a few other ones. And one of them I was going to show, and it's on the table and I forgot it. So I'll show it a different day. But I literally, in, you know, the amount of time I've been stitching, I don't have a lot to show for the years that have gone by. I made a comment to my husband the other day. We were leaving my grandbaby, one of them, and you know, my grandma heart, and my grandma name is Ma'am, so we're Ma'am and Papa. So I said, how is it that the days, like the minutes in a day go by so slow, but the years are flying by? I don't know how that happens. And it makes me more aware of my time and what I do with my time in my day. And so, and why was I telling y'all that? I don't know why I was telling y'all that. Oh, I think I was talking about Amelia. But anyway, so yeah. Okay, here we go. Because otherwise, y'all be here all day. My friend Kim told me yesterday, she's like, you do fine because you're good at talking to yourself and one-sided conversations. I talk a lot. Okay, I'm going to do stitch spool. Yep. Stitch spool. Goodness. This is a bag made from Missy Lynn Co. So my friend Diana and Melissa, and I can never say Melissa's last name because it's super hard. She made these, and she has a what do they call it? A page, a group over on Facebook that she lists her whatever she's gonna sell, and you just have to be the first one to say me please. She invoices you through PayPal and you pay. So that day she had listed this one, and I love anything vintage sewing patterns, and then of course it's pastels, so this was right up my alley. So this bag is from her, and I am doing stitch spool. I'll show you the pattern. Let me do this. I'm going to take it out of the little package because y'all know nobody likes to hear all that crinkling. So it's stitch spool. I know probably several of you have already stitched this. It is beautiful. I love it. I bought a kit. I was a little disappointed in the kit I bought for this reason. Well, let me show you this again. I want you to pay attention to the buttons, like really close attention. Do you see them? I bought the kit for those buttons because they're very delicate. They're feminine looking, and I loved those. But in the kit that I received, I did not get those. So I was disappointed because I just felt like it was a little misleading. And I'm sure that she probably just ran out of those buttons, or maybe this was just one that her finisher had used. But I was expecting to receive those, and I was disappointed that I didn't receive what I thought I was going to. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm going to show you my project and the ones I received at the same time. I did have to frog this tomato because I can't zoom and do projects unless they're outlined. So this is where I am on it. I want to look and see if it's focused. Do you see the buttons? Let me see. They're just not what I was expecting them to be. And I know those were still in that package, and I hope there wasn't a glare. But I'm working on stitch spool. I love this project. I did a solid white instead of the way it was charted, primarily because I was talking and I wasn't paying attention. In all honesty, that's really the reason. But I'm okay with that because most of the spools that I stitch they're a solid color. So I may stitch it again and pay attention the next time. I'll just have to do it when I'm not talking. Okay, then this is a bag, because everybody loves to see project bags. I do. This is a bag from my friend Tanya. She is Needle and Bones over on Facebook. She has is it a page? I don't know. Sometimes I don't know the difference between a page and a group, because I'm new to Facebook. I really am pretty new to social media. I started it, I think, 2 years ago when my sister and I, well, it was longer than that because we were doing retreats. I think the first year I didn't have it, and maybe even the second year. So I think I've maybe had it about 2 years. I've done really good on Instagram because it's the pictures, it's the pretties, it's what I'm familiar with. Over on Facebook, I really struggle. I don't feel like the platform is user-friendly for me. Maybe just because it's unfamiliar and I just haven't used it a lot. Sometimes I think things are hard to find and they're a little confusing. Goodness. Confusing. Words. So that being said, even over there, I'm still on one of my pages, I'm still listed as Leopard and Lace Boutique, because that was one of my groups where I would list my products that I was selling. And I can't figure out how to change it to not have them connected. So anyways, I'm going to show you where I am on this one. This one is a kit I also bought, and it is a pattern from Roveris, and I don't have the rest of the project over here, but I'm going to show you what I do have, because I don't want to just show you the I'll show you what I have done. This is what I have. Let me see if I can do this, because I don't want to take it out of the hoop. And I primarily do stitch in hoops. I like these thick plasticky ones because, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, y'all. This is normally his nap time. I don't know why he's losing his mind. Bentley, calm down. Sorry. If you have dogs, you know. I don't have to tell you. You already know. Okay, the next thing is I have a couple of Zooms I'm doing, and I can't make up my mind if I'm gonna just sit and wait on Valentine's for this. I don't normally stitch seasonally. My decor is pretty much my decor. I don't like redo my entire house for every single holiday, and so because of that, I don't see the need to stitch seasonally unless I really love something and I can do it in a dough bowl with some other projects. But I did find this on a D-Stash group on Facebook, and I love the pattern. I'm not going to take it out of the thing because, you know. Anyway, she had listed it for a really good price. I want to say I paid $4 for the pattern in a D-Stash, but then I didn't realize the shipping was going to be the exact same. So I should have got more than just one product. So I probably paid what I would have paid on 1, 2, 3 stitch. So anyways, I have it for Valentine's Day. I have a couple of Zooms. One that I do every Thursday. The one I'm doing on Tuesday is the Sal. But I also have just previously started another one with a new Stitchy friend that I'm super excited about. And so I need one that's like mindless stitching, that is super simple, because I get off and then I just frog and all the work I've done is for nothing. Okay, another project bag. These are custom. The ones I do from Tanya are custom made. They're sizes that I like because I do small projects. But look how gorgeous this is. And that was a printed vinyl. And then I just made a zipper pull to go with this project bag that I loved. So, okay. This one is a project that I received from the twin swap over at Annie's. I know I talked about it in my first FlossTube. This was a project that I got, and it is actually an autumn. It is an autumn project. I don't normally do autumnal colors. It's just not my color palette. I do pastels. And I got this in that swap, and I love it, and I am going to stitch it. So I'm going to do it as a pillow finish and a scissor fob. I'm going to cover this pattern up with the fabric I chose. So I'm going to do a lamb's wool heart anger 22 count, because that's what I normally stitch off of. I got this off of 1, 2, 3 Stitch. This is the pattern I'm doing. It is from Shepherd's Bush. I have to finish reading it. I think it's just called Autumn Bag. And so this is what it normally would have looked like if you would have done it on the bag. She didn't gift me the bag. She done it as the pillow finish and the scissor fob. I do believe this is her stitched piece that she brought to the retreat, and she done a lovely job on it. So I am going to start working on this, probably put it into rotation this week. Like I said, that's going to be new for me, and I don't know how I'll do with those colors. The colors are beautiful. And in that kit that we got, because we were supposed to do a kit, So in the kit that I got from her, she just had the flosses. They were all DMC flosses. So I just put them on these floss drops that I purchased from Amazon. And it was simply because I was being too lazy to get my Cricut up and going. And then this is the trim. So these are the, well, and I also got a piece of burlap twine. Let's see if I can get it all on here like this. This is what it looks like, or the flosses and all of the things that were in the kit that she kitted up for me. So I am going to finish it. I'm going to do that. I think it'll be fun. It's out of my norm, but I think it's good for us to do that because when we stay in our comfort zone, I think we're comfortable. And sometimes we need to do things that are uncomfortable. New things are good. You know, we're never going to start out perfect at a new hobby, at a new, on a new project, on, you know, something that's out of our comfort zone. But I think it's good for us, especially for those of us that have a tendency to be black and white. I know that about myself. I have a tendency to be a very black and white person. Oh, my bag. I had her make this. When I seen this strawberry shortcake fabric, I'm like, I'm going to need that because when I was a little girl, Saturday mornings, I watched Rainbow Bright, Strawberry Shortcake, The Smurfs. I know, what was it? Shirt Tails. Like, it was a whole Saturday morning, you know, eat cereal. And we would sit in front of a television and watch these things. So every time I see Strawberry Shortcake, and this is like the original one, the vintagey, you know, one. Every time I see her, it just brings back those Saturday mornings where I was having fun. So I know many of you, I showed it in my last FlossTube, was Maggie May, and I did just finish her. But I made up my mind for the recipient that I am going to stitch. Let me see if I can do this. Goodness. Some of y'all are so good. You make it look so easy. But I'm going to stitch the needle book for her as well, because the recipient that I'm gifting this to, she is, she crochets. And so when you're sewing those, the ends in, she needs a needle. So I thought it would be fun to gift her that. I had this piece of fabric left. It's this size. And so there was no reason for me not to go ahead and do that. I've got plenty of this fabric in the back. So I am going to do that. That's a small that will take me no time. And I did pick up my own colors for that, for the berries, and the, no, it wasn't berries on this one. It was the beet. So I do have my own color conversion. If anybody's interested in that, y'all reach out to me here or on Instagram, and I will sit down, take the time, and type it out. Otherwise, if people don't want to know, I'm not going to type it out. Is that wrong? Is that against the rules? I'm not sure what the rules are. I'm making up the rules right now, so we'll make up the rules as we go. The other thing is, this is a project bag from my friend Debi. She's the bag lady. And I got this at Stitching Texas 2 years ago, I think. Or maybe this was the one she done from the retreat my sister and I hosted. I don't remember. I don't remember. Anyways, I got it from the bag lady, and it has 2 projects in it, actually, from my friend Jennifer at Screendoor Needleworks. And if you don't know her, I don't know, you must have been hiding under a rock or something, because she's fabulous. I love her girls. I love her mother. They're precious. All of them are precious. And so she charted this in weeks. This was my first project ever using these flosses. It's Weeks and Classic Colorworks. I will say Weeks is very fragile to me. Maybe because I'm stitching on hard anger and I do 2/1. So here's my threads. They're not all that pretty. But I love this project. Actually, I told y'all it's 2. So this is the one I'm currently stitching for my son. It is, what does she call it? God Bless Texas. And it's just a pillow. I love her pillow finish on this. I will be finishing similar to this because it's precious and I love it. So I wanted to make him a little pillow to go on the mirror of his truck, but in the process of that, I have been told that's illegal. I don't know if it's illegal. I haven't checked on the law. That was just somebody that said that. So I need to double check. This is how far I've gotten. And if I'm being honest, those color changes are a lot. And I have to really count and really pay attention. So I can't have people here when I work on this because I have to frog it. I'm bad enough by myself, but when somebody else is here, I can't do it. The other thing is her and the girls gifted me this because when she was at Stitching Texas this year, I sat down with the girls and we went over pictures from a tea party my grandbaby and I had, one of them. The other one lives in the DFW area and I don't get to see her as much. But anyways, so I'm going to show you the Stitching Texas pattern that she gifted us, and then her and the girls also gifted me a charm. I don't know how to hold this. I'm going to hold it like this. We'll see. Sorry, y'all. So this is a needle book that she made, and it's precious. And then they gifted me that charm. So I do want to do that because I have special memories sitting in, literally, I just plopped down in the middle of the floor. It wasn't the middle. It was by Jennifer's table. And me and the girls, she has a set of twins, and I think they're like 5. And then Quinn, is she 7 this year? Gonna be 7? I don't remember. But anyways, her girls are precious and I love them. And so after we sat and we talked about tea parties and all of that, I came home and started looking for them a tea party or a tea set, their very own. And I've done glass teacups because I wanted Amelia to have that experience and not just the pretend teacups, you know, in children's section or whatever. But I wanted them to have that memory. And so the day they received the box, I am very well known for making fun stitchy packages when I send them in the mail. And I like confetti and I like sequins and I like a little bit of glitter and I like all the pretty paper shred and matching tissue papers. So I gifted them a box that they could have their tea party. And so Jennifer said that morning they got up, they got on their little princess dresses and they went, there's a squirrel in my window. He's staring at me. I've never seen that squirrel before. She looks like she's a mama. So anyways, they went to the park and they had a tea party and she sent me pictures and it made me so happy that I made them happy that day. But anyways, I think that's all I have to show you for this time. I am going to, like I said, in the middle of the week, I am going to upload that short video from the little quilty shop I went to. And if you have any questions or if you want to go there, I will put a link in that Wednesday. Other than that, thank you for taking time out of your day to spend with me. Thank you for the warm welcome. I truly am so excited and I'm looking forward to getting to know so many of you as closer friends. And I am excited about what is going to happen through this feed. And I have a lot of things in mind, but I'm excited just that you took time out of your day to spend with me. So happy stitching, friends. And until next time, I hope you have a fantastic week and you look for the good. Oh, wait. I have one more thing I want to share with you. If you're done, you're done, and I'm okay with that. But I was sitting in my chair the other day, and I had an aha moment. And so, do you remember me telling y'all that I struggle with weak style works? And I don't know why. I don't know what it is about the floss. It can just be me. But when I was stitching, and when I stitch with it, a lot of times I feel like, and I'm stitching with short strands, but I feel like the fibers are just delicate and they have a tendency to fray and to get messed up, and I have to frog it. Anyways, this day, I'm going to see if I can do this and it'll focus on this. If you're on my Instagram feed, you can see this. If you're not, I'm going to show it to you. And if there's a glare, I hope there's not, but this, it looks like this, and then the second picture looks like this. Oh, I hope you don't see that light. But I was sitting there, and when that happened, I'm going to be honest, I got a little bit frustrated because that happened. And so in my Instagram post, I said, do you ever have those aha moments? You know, the ones where you're sitting in your chair and you're thinking about a situation or a circumstance, and immediately you know God is speaking to you. I had one of those moments this morning. And so I go to talk about the sale that Kim and I are doing. And then I said, it looks pretty so far, doesn't it? I want you to scroll over to the second picture and I want you to observe it. Do you see what I see? My thread is a frayed, unraveled mess, huh? This is how I can view certain situations in my life, especially when I'm focusing on the wrong things. I love to sit in my chair and come up with these preconceived ideas about a perfect life. You know, the ones where we plan out a perfect, mess-free life. It's exempt from hurts and disappointments. I love to imagine living in this beautiful home, no messes to be found anywhere in my house. And in this perfect house, it has a little white picket fence that's around the yard. I have a beautiful lawn with very plush St. Augustine grass for me to bury my toes in. I can go on and on, but I would lose you, and I'm sure you get the picture, right? Well, life doesn't always work that way, does it? Sometimes we find ourselves in messy situations, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And often I don't even know what I'm supposed to say in those moments either. My feelings often betray me. So I have to be aware of what I allow. I have triggers from childhood trauma that send me spiraling. Past experience that want to bring chaos and confusion to this beautiful life that I'm currently living. I am so thankful for God's truth and His grace. His truth comes and sets me free. It delivers me from the lies that try to hold me captive against my will. Life is beautiful, even when it's not what we thought it would be. This little project is reminding me that when it is finished, it is going to be beautiful. There may be a flaw or even a crooked stitch, but it's going to tell me a story of someone who persevered and didn't quit even when the thread began to unravel. It's going to remind me that there's beauty in persistence. Today, I'm choosing to do my best. So let this be a little reminder to you as well, my friend. There's beauty in the mundane. And so with that, I'm going to let you go. I hope you have a wonderful week, friends. And I will see you on the next FlossTube. Bye.